With legal updates and more, this is Pro Wrestling Central. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Going over financial news for TKO Group Holdings, Ringside News wrote that TKO Group Holdings is putting its money where its mouth is, literally. Fresh off new US media rights renewals for both WWE and UFC, the company just announced a 100% increase to its quarterly cash dividend program. In a press release issued Tuesday, the company revealed that holders of TKO's Class A common stock will receive a dividend of 76 cents per share, double the previous amount. The dividend will be paid out on September 30th, 2025 to stockholders of record as of September 15th, 2025, with a total payout of roughly $150 million coming from TKO Operating Company LLC. Mark Shapiro, TKO's president and COO, said the decision is all about capital strategy and building long-term value. On the heels of our UFC and WWE US domestic media rights renewals and the strong earnings and cash flow profile they provide, we are proud to double TKO's quarterly cash dividend, Shapiro said. The increased dividend, together with our share repurchase program that we expect to commence within the third quarter, reflects our ongoing commitment to a robust capital return strategy and delivering sustainable long-term value for our shareholders. The company plans to fund the increased dividends through operating cash flow and existing cash reserves. TKO also announced it's looking to upsize its existing credit facility by up to $1 billion, though any expansion will depend on market conditions and standard closing procedures. While the announcement comes with the usual fine print about forward-looking statements, market conditions, and potential risks, the real message is clear. TKO is feeling confident about its future, and its investors are about to get paid. On the Not This Again podcast, Drake mentioned WWE star Rhea Ripley, saying, "I don't have data. I'm trying to pull up Tyga's Instagram. My FYP page is just all Rhea Ripley. She's a wrestler. She's like my muse, but I'm the opposite of probably everything that she likes." Asked about CM Punk bringing up Vince McMahon during Raw on March 25th, 2024 during a promo with Drew McIntyre, Sean Ross Sapp said this on the Fightful Select Q&A. "Vince was a no-go in any sense. There were very few people that were just no-goes. That line from Punk, according to people I talked to, claim it wasn't scripted. They claim it was not scripted. I didn't see a script for that. So, there's always a chance they could be lying, but that was not a good one. People weren't thrilled about that line." Drew McIntyre had said this about the incident, telling Metro, "What was going through my mind was I could respond right now, and would it be a good look for our company? I had a couple of things in mind that would have melted the internet, but potentially hurt us in different ways." Previously, Becky Lynch was under fire for her comment on the late Ozzy Osbourne, where she said this on the August 25th Raw. "The only good thing that came out of here died a month ago, but in fairness to Ozzy Osbourne, he had the good sense to move to LA, a proper city, because if I lived in Birmingham, I'd die too." Osbourne's daughter Kelly said this to Lynch on Instagram. "You're a disrespectful dirtbag. Shame on the WWE for allowing such things to be said about my father and his home." Kevin Nash gave his thoughts on this line and Becky Lynch's future in WWE, noting on his Click This podcast, "I think her run's over. I think she's grasping. I think the business has passed her by. Whether we think this is, I don't think she said anything derogatory to Ozzy, but invoking it and then saying you'd want to die like Ozzy died, I mean, I don't think that's exactly the look that WWE or its shareholders, which I'm one of, I don't particularly want that coming out of somebody's mouth. Becky can go into business for herself like that in a promo. Anybody can. She's got a mouth and was holding a mic. It's like you're 245 laps ahead in a race and you're taking a shortcut. Why do you even need to go there? I just think it's stupid." Previously, AJ Mana, who told RHEA Jackson to give SYKO Stu a receipt and taggish at the Knox Pro event, claimed he was fired from his day job, as he said, "For those that are offended at the fact that I just told the truth, F you, because now my life is ruined over your lies, so F you. I got a call from my job. We saw the TMZ video. You're an accessory to an attempted murder. We gotta let you go. I can't wrestle anymore." Now, Mana was asked if he lost his job, to which he told something to wrestle. "Okay, when it comes to my shoot day job, it wasn't because of a conviction or anything. There's no crime I actually committed. It was more about me bringing bad attention. They told me, we saw this thing on TMZ about you being an accessory to an attempted murder, and we just can't have that traffic come our way. So technically, I'm not fired, but they're not really asking me to come back to work until this whole thing blows over." Staying on the topic of the RHEA Jackson incident, Doug the Epic Malo was asked if SYKO Stu will be filing a lawsuit, as he told the Scaling Up podcast, "I know from a decent source that there are lawyers involved. I know from a decent source that there are lawyers involved with RHEA. We know that there are lawyers involved. So let the process play out and then we'll know it by ear, but I can say there's a high probability of that. That's what's going to happen to RHEA." On X, a user asked the WWE Shop account a question about AJ Lee merchandise, writing, "Hey WWE Shop, where's the AJ Lee merch? What am I meant to wear on Friday when I watch SmackDown? Normal clothes?" WWE Shop replied, "Hey there, of course, we wouldn't expect that. With AJ Lee's return to the ring, we are looking to have some fire gear hopefully in time for WrestlePalooza. Be sure you're signed up for emails and get the latest updates on new live inventory. Happy shopping." Providing more details on AJ Lee returning to WWE, Fightful Select reported WWE is planning an AJ Lee return to the ring at WrestlePalooza and a return on screen imminently. Fightful Select reported this weekend that there had been a number of pitches internally for AJ Lee, who is poised to return to the ring after 10 years. It was heavily implied by WWE sources that AJ would be appearing or referenced on this week's SmackDown, which seems like a foregone conclusion at this point. We were told this isn't necessarily a one-off and that WWE hopes that they can do more with her, but even if that's it, they're happy to have her involved again. There are many staff and talent who spoke to us about Lee and said that they hadn't spoken to her or seen her since she left, but that she maintained very pleasant exchanges with them over the years. There were a number of women's wrestlers specifically who grew up on AJ Lee who were very excited. One veteran that actually never got to work with AJ said that they were shocked it happened, because CM Punk would usually dismiss when he would be needled about it, but they felt like that was more of him being respectful and supportive of whatever his wife wanted. Mentioning an update on Liv Morgan's alleged stalker, Ringside News said the U.S. government is pushing back hard against any chance of pretrial release of Sean Chan, the Canadian man accused of stalking WWE star Liv Morgan. In a newly filed motion, federal prosecutors asked the court to keep Chan locked up until his trial begins in November, rejecting his legal team's request for him to be released into a Salvation Army facility in Florida while awaiting proceedings. Prosecutors laid out their case bluntly. The defendant, Sean Chan, is a danger to the community, a serious risk of flight, and there are no conditions of release that will reasonably assure Chan's appearance at further proceedings of this case. The United States requests that Chan remain detained pending trial. They also dismissed the defense's argument that securing a Salvation Army bed should be enough to reconsider detention. The fact that counsel has secured a bed for Chan at the Salvation Army does not have a material bearing on the issue. The nature and the circumstances of Chan's offense defense, the weight of the evidence against him and Chan's history and characteristics justified detention. The government's filing pointed to troubling details about Chan's background and his actions toward Morgan. They highlighted his lack of ties to Florida, his Canadian citizenship, and the fact that he is not authorized to work in the U.S. Prosecutors also flagged mental health concerns, noting that although Chan initially denied any issues, his counsel has indicated that Chan is being evaluated for competency. Authorities traced the events back to May 26th, when Chan flew from Scarborough, Ontario to Orlando. At customs, he claimed he would be staying at the WWE Performance Center despite the facility not offering residential housing. 4 days later, he went to Liv Morgan's home, circled the property, entered the backyard, picked up an air pellet from the porch, and left a disturbing handwritten note after waiting outside for hours. "It's me, Sean, the guy you all hang out with on gaming platform online. You've been trying to contact me. I never said and did anything bad for over 10 years. I come here to pay just a friendly visit, nothing more. Yet I'm the one who looks like a stalker thanks to all of you. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I was here." FBI agents arrested Chan on June 3rd after WWE security identified him from Liv Morgan's home footage. He was indicted on June 25th and now faces up to 5 years in prison on a federal charge of interstate domestic violence. For now, Chan remains locked up in Hernando County, Florida, as the court decides whether he should be detained or released under supervision. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.